minutes, this totally ordinary residential basement is going to become ground zero for a sudden, brutal burst of violence that literally shatters the stillness of the night.
Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving deep into a truly sensational murder that has absolutely sent shockwaves through Bihar's Dangland. We're going to break down the facts, the incredibly tight timeline, and the really dark history surrounding the assassination of Govind Sharma. Why? Why was Govind Sharma targeted with such extreme precision?
So picture this. It's a Sunday night. The clock is just hitting 9:45 p.m. You've got this quiet, dimly lit basement parking area and the Icon Towers that's on Amarasanam Road in Muzaffarpur, Bihar. The weekend's basically over, it's super quiet, but in just a few minutes, this totally ordinary residential basement is going to become ground zero for a sudden, brutal burst of violence that literally shatters the stillness of the night.
Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving deep into a truly sensational murder that has absolutely sent shockwaves through Bihar's Dangland. We're going to break down the facts, the incredibly tight timeline, and the really dark history surrounding the assassination of Govind Sharma. We'll be looking at the hard evidence to reconstruct exactly what went down that night, and honestly, the biggest question of all, why? All right, let's get right into it.
Part 1. Bloodbath in the Basement. Now, Govind Sharma wasn't just, visiting Icon Towers. He actually rented a flat there. This basement was his home turf, a place where he probably felt pretty secure. But as we're about to see, his attackers knew exactly where he'd be. At 9:45 p.m., Govind is confirmed to be down in that basement. Sometime in the next few minutes, a group of unidentified, heavily armed men roll up. By exactly 10 p.m., multiple shots ring out. It was a rapid, incredibly coordinated ambush. They didn't hesitate for a second. Govind Sharma was killed right there on the spot. The whole thing, over in less than 15 minutes.
And that incredibly narrow window leaves us with a massive, burning question: why? Why was Govind Sharma targeted with such extreme precision? I mean, pulling off an ambush like this right inside a residential building, that takes tracking, it takes planning, and a very strong motive. To really understand the why here, we have to step out of that basement and take a hard look at the man himself.
Section 2. A dark criminal past.
So, Govind Sharma was definitely not your average tenant. If you look at local police records, he was a notorious figure. Local reports actually describe him as having a dabang or domineering style. He was deeply entangled in Muzaffarpur's local criminal syndicates. In fact, he had 6 official criminal cases registered against him. Now, maybe 6 doesn't sound like a massive number at first, but in the context of gangland violence, it's not really about the quantity. It is all about the gravity of what he was actually accused of doing.
Because this is where the story gets really dark. Govind was an accused in some of the most high-stakes assassinations in the entire region. He was officially named as an accused in the sensational murder of former Muzaffarpur mayor Samir Kamar. And on top of that, he was also accused in the killing of a local property dealer, Ashutosh Sahu. We aren't talking about petty crimes here. These were major hits, involving serious money, power, and intense local rivalries. Just looking at the official police records, you get a real sense of the incredibly dangerous circles this guy was running in.
Which brings us to a really crucial point. When a guy with a history tied to dead mayors and assassinated property dealers gets gunned down himself, investigators are instantly staring at a massive, tangled web. Was this an old rivalry finally catching up to him? Payback for Mayor Samir Kamar or Ashutosh Sahu? Or did his domineering style make him a brand new enemy? Well, to figure that out, the police had to turn straight to the physical evidence left behind.
Section 3. Clues at the scene. Right after the shots rang out, total panic hits the building, and the police get the call. Senior Superintendent of Police, SSP Kantesh Kumar Mishra, rushes to the scene with his teams. They immediately cordon off the whole basement and bring in the forensic units to start sweeping the concrete. And that sweep revealed a pretty chilling number, 11. That's the total pieces of ammunition-related evidence the police pulled off that basement floor. It really speaks volumes about the sheer firepower and just how chaotic those few minutes before 10 o'clock p.m. really were.
Let's break down exactly what they found. The cops recovered 6 empty bullet shells, so we know for a fact at least 6 rounds were fired by the attackers. But here is the fascinating part. They also found 5 live cartridges just lying on the ground. That could mean a couple of things, right? Maybe the weapon's jammed, maybe there was some frantic reloading going on, or maybe the ammo was just dropped while they were rushing to escape. On top of the ballistics, investigators also secured 2 vehicles in the basement that belonged to Govind. They are currently combing those for any technical evidence. Meanwhile, there's this massive, desperate search going on for CCTV footage from all around Amarasanam Road, hoping to catch even just a glimpse of the hitmen making their getaway.
Section 4. The Unsolved Mystery. So, the physical evidence is bagged, the victim's dark past is out in the open, but the shooters? They are still out there. Local law enforcement is basically pivoting hard right now to contain the fallout of this hit and obviously to catch these guys before any retaliatory violence kicks off. Because standard policing just isn't going to cut it for a case of this magnitude. SSP Mishra actually announced they formed an SIT, that's a Special Investigation Team. It's a highly dedicated, specialized police squad working directly under the city SP. Their one and only job right now, track down those shooters. They're decoding the technical evidence from the cars and the CCTV, digging deep into Govind Sharma's contacts, and trying to unravel whatever wider conspiracy is at play here.
And that leaves us with a pretty chilling reality. The foot soldiers, the guys who actually pulled the trigger in that dark basement, they're on the run. But in cases like this, involving high-profile murders and property disputes, there's almost always a mastermind operating in the shadows. So who ordered the hit on Govind Sharma? And as the SIT digs deeper into Bihar's criminal underworld, who exactly is next on their radar? The bullets might have stopped flying Sunday night, but honestly, this investigation is only just beginning. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes on the facts and never stop learning.